to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros, and we hope that you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. You can find me on Twitter at Eric Talks Stros. Find the show at Locked On Astros, your team every day. Brett, where can you find you at?
They can find me at H-Town Wheelhouse on Twitter and Astros411 on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Always positive, always rake Meyers.
All right, and we have special guest host today. We have bobblehead Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker, you had a pretty good game today. You went 3 for 4 with 1 RBI, and you had a pretty big home run. Would you agree? Okay, yes. So he agrees with that. So Kyle Tucker is joining today's podcast, and today's podcast is brought to you by TooManyWindowsOpen.com. And also, please subscribe to us on YouTube, and also subscribe to Locked On MLB, which it's solely he has a great podcast over there, and he's on YouTube. We're on YouTube, so subscribe to us, and we do a great job with this. And we really had a great show yesterday where we talked about the playoff roster, who would be on the playoff roster, and I know there were some the roster moves, and I was joking about Josh James being on playoff roster, and you should have seen the look in your face yesterday, and now he's on the roster right now. We'll talk about that later on. But guys, Locked On MLB, it's a good source for not just Astros news, but news from across baseball. So go check out solely at the Locked On MLB podcast, and check out Locked On Astros on Odyssey, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Listen to Locked On Astros podcast, and we've got a lot to talk about today. Jose Urquidy looked great today. We had some offense going. Jake Meyers and Chas McCormick, we were kind of dissing on him a little bit today, and apparently we got signage coming. We got some signage coming. We got bobbleheads and signage coming. So what you got there, Brett?
Rake Meyers, the Astros Marwin. That's right. Back-to-back jacks from Rake Meyers and legend Marwin Gonzalez. Is this 2017 or am I dreaming? No, it is not 2017. And no, you are not dreaming. This is reality, kids. This is what we know the Astros are able to do, what they can do, and what they will do come playoff time. I don't care if we play the Blue Jays. I don't care if we play the White Sox. It is going to be on like Donkey Kong, as the kids would say. Dude, I love the game today. I love the fact that Urquidy came out. Yeah, I know that Urquidy came out and he did an excellent job pitching. He struggled last time. Then Kyle Tucker added. He got in the mix. Altuve had a couple hits. It was a great game from the start, from the beginning. Jake Meyers got the scoring started with a 2-run just laser to right center field. That was a convincing home run. And, he has been kind of slumping a little bit. And so it's good to see him get his swing back. I loved having him in there. And, I know a lot of people were questioning, why would you sit Correa and Bregman on the day that they were chosen to wear the 21 number for Roberto Clemente? They could have worn the number. Dusty's being Dusty. He's going to sit his players. They've got their scheduled off days. Nothing's going to change there.
Yeah, Marwin Gonzalez has 2 hits with the Houston Astros, and ironically, both hits are home runs. Go figure. I mean, he had 2 home runs in a whole season with the Red Sox. He's come with the Astros. He has a handful of bats, and he's already got 2 home runs with the Astros. Yeah. But he can't he's got to do a little bit more than that. But if you're looking for a pinch hitter who's with a history of success in the playoffs, Marwin Gonzalez has that, and he's already shown that he can get that big hit. Now, you need a single every once in a while. You need something else besides a home run, but he's shown that he can do that. He can play some.
No, you always need a home run.
Yeah, and I know that today there's a couple that error. They didn't call it error, but that misplay by Marwin Gonzalez, I know it's a bad hop. But that field at Globe Life Field, whatever they call it over there, it's just terrible. I know Carlos Correa got a bad error the other day, but it's just so bouncy over there, and that ball just went right past Marwin.
It's like they rented turf from a local indoor soccer arena that's closed down. I mean, this is the most poverty-stricken billion-dollar stadium I've ever seen in my life. It looks like a barbecue pit. It looks like I'm walking into a Tough Shed superstore. And the grass, the turf, is terrible. I mean, I'm sorry. And not only is it terrible, but the team that plays in it is terrible too. And so, I mean, it just makes for a lose-lose situation. I really feel bad for Rangers fans because you would have thought a stadium that's built 30% almost exact, well, 30% to the exact specifications of Minute Maid Park, it'd be a little bit better. I'm kind of disappointed that it's turf. And I know that is exactly the reason why they are keeping Michael Brantley out. You know, he's on the IL now, Eric.
Right.
And
yeah, we'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's a whole bunch of multi-hit games today. You have Altuve with another multi-hit game. He is breaking out. This is the time you want him to break out.
Yeah.
Who cared about? He went through that little slump in August. Who cares? September is when he typically breaks out. Then you had Alvarez with another double earlier in the game. Gurriel had 2 hits. Tucker, you already talked about, had 3 hits. Myers broke out of his slump with 2 hits, and so even McCormick had that big, I think it was a 2-run single or something like that. But these guys are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And it's just frustrating. And I know I saw a little comment on YouTube. I want to kind of address that. A lot of focus is like, how can the Astros go from scoring 15 runs to 1 run to 7 runs? It's so frustrating. And somebody mentioned, well, why aren't we drawing attention to the fluctuations in the lineup? And the reason why, I mean, if you look at this series, we'll talk about it in a second, but a lot of Dusty's moves with the lineup has to do with analytics and days off and stuff like that. But analytics really drives them. Like he sits down with Joe Espada and the other coaches and say, okay, well, how does this guy do against this pitcher? And maybe we need to move this.
You know, I wonder if Dusty does that willingly, if he's like, okay, let's talk about analytics. Okay, I don't understand all those numbers. You just tell me where they need. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because he is old school. You wonder if Dusty, because I don't know. I've literally never seen that exchange, but I can only imagine. It's kind of a caricature in my mind of Dusty just sitting there like this, going, okay, you know, it's All
right, so let's look at the game where they scored 15 runs versus the game where they scored 1 run in the series. I know it's potatoes to whatever, but
you mean apples and oranges?
Apples and oranges. Sorry, it's been a long day.
Potatoes to onions.
Whatever. Altuve led off in both games.
Right.
Bregman played second. I mean, hit second in both games. Then you had Alvarez. I guess Alvarez hit third in the game. The lineup where they scored 15 runs, and then Correa hit third in the one where they scored 1 run.
So here's the deal. Instead of going through all 1 through 9, what is the one person that's different in the lineup, no matter where they hit?
Huh? I just said it. Correa was batting third in the one where they scored 1 run, and Alvarez was batting in the one where they scored 15 runs.
No, but they played in both games. What player was in the lineup that wasn't in the lineup in those 2 games?
No, the person, I think they're looking at the batting order.
The batting order. Okay. I really, so they're not talking about who's in. They're talking about shuffling the lineup up and down. Okay. You know, he's going to shuffle the lineup. Here's the thing. These are professional hitters. Okay. These aren't little leaguers. Let's just get that through our head. They're not 12-year-olds who go, well, they count on hitting in that 3 hole. And sometimes major leaguers get comfortable in those spots, Eric. But at the end of the day, this is the second highest scoring offense. I don't care what the Blue Jays are doing. I don't care what the White Sox are doing. What is this team doing? It's the second highest scoring offense in the major leagues. Third highest. Who overtook them? The Blue Jays?
It's a Blue Jays and the Rays. The Rays have the highest. And
the Blue Jays overtook them because they've been real hot. But the Astros have been number 2 all season up until recently, right? I mean, they've been number 2 for the last 2 or 3 months.
Well, I don't know what
But
the Blue Jays did today. I mean, they could have overtaken them because according to ESPN, the Blue Jays are at 765, the Astros are at 762. So I haven't
okay,
looked at
so
the,
it's kind of neck and
yeah.
neck basically. But the thing is, we have complained sometimes at nauseum about the Dusty moves, like Dusty Baker's roster moves, putting different players in here or there. The bottom line is, 15 runs one game, 1 run the next game. You know what, Eric? You're playing against professionals, right? I know the Rangers suck, but Jordan Lyles is a major league pitcher. If you're Eric Huysman and you're on the last place team and you're facing the Astros, are you going to go out and are you going to try to pitch your best game, or are you going to try to pitch your worst game?
I'm just going to go out there and pitch and hope somebody's watching me on DirecTV because that's the best way to watch the Astros play.
You couldn't answer the question before the pitch to the commercial?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Does this sound familiar? You've got one device that lets you catch the game live, another that lets you stream your favorite shows. You're watching sports highlights on your phone, and you've got your neighbor's best friends log in for the good stuff. Well, I want to tell you about a simple way to get the entertainment you love without the hassle, and a great way to finally get your TV together. It's called DirecTV Stream, and it brings your live TV and on-demand favorites together like never before, so you can watch your favorite sports, movies, and shows all in one place. That means no more juggling remotes and no more need to buy another device ever again. And the best part, there's no annual contract. So get rid of the clutter and the confusion and get your TV together with DirecTV Stream. You can learn more at directtv.com. That's directtv.com. Compatible device required. Content varies by package.
All right, so going back to the lineup where the Astros scored 15 runs, it was Altuve, Bregman, Alvarez, Gurriel, Tucker, Correa, Meyers, Siri, and Stubbs. So, yes, Siri, that was the game that Siri went all local
Right.
and scored, hit the 2 home runs, and then Alvarez had the 2 home runs as well. And even Chandler Rome in today's game said, yeah, I believe that you should be hitting Kyle Tucker a little bit higher than 6. And in that game, Tucker was hitting 5th, Correa was batting 6th. But I believe that that was a decision that they made that day because of matchups. And
right. But like I said, if you're the starting pitcher, are you going to go out and try to pitch your best game or your worst game?
You're going to go out there and try to pitch your best game.
Yeah. And so the whole problem with this discussion to begin with, or the question that was posed on YouTube to begin with, is he completely forgets the other side of the coin. Is there's a major league pitcher on the other side trying to do his best to get out one of the best offenses, right? And sometimes baseball is going to baseball. Sometimes it's going to go south for you. And you can have your best lineup in there and score 0 runs. I don't think putting guys 5th or 6th is what makes or breaks a team. If a team can't score because a guy's used to batting 7th and he's batting 5th, then he's probably not going to last very long in the major leagues. Am I right?
Yeah, but at the same time, as a former Little League coach or T-ball coach, if you put if you spread out all your good hitters throughout the lineup and then put your bad hitters in between, you're going to have a lot of innings where you're not going to do anything. So that's why you try to put all your good hitters up front. And
but
that's why
but the key word was you said Little League and T-ball.
Yeah,
these are professionals.
I know.
They hit regardless. They hit. I'm just saying. I understand what they're saying, but why do I want to repeat what the Blue Jays are doing? The Blue Jays haven't been to the playoffs in I don't know how long. I'm not going to copy them. I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to do it the Astros way. The Astros way is a championship proven 4 ALCS in a row, right?
Right.
Or 5. I mean.
And speaking of which, what is with the I used to write for Fansided, and what is with Nolan writing the Rangers fan-sided site calling out the Astros fans? I don't know if you saw that today, but he said, what is up with the Astros fans talking all about 2017 when they won the World Series? But I remember in 2015.
Oh yeah, that guy went. Oh yeah, I got caught up in that thread. That dude was like.
I mean, yeah, y'all haven't not won a World Series, so you might want to back down. And I know everybody said you got ratioed and everything, but dude, know when to shut up. That
The
was like,
closest thing they'll ever get to a World Series is what happened last year when they hosted the World Series. The only way they will get there is if the Major League Baseball decides to move the World Series to Arlington permanently, and that's the only way the Rangers will ever be in one. Period. End of story.
right. So let's go and talk about some injury updates. So first of all, Michael Brantley hit the IL. This is some kind of bad news, but at the same time, his bat was looking a little tired. So this may be a good chance for him to kind of get ready for October. I guess Kyle Tucker agrees. So this will get him rejuvenated for the playoffs. So you rather have him healthy than
Oh, yeah.
versus September. So Jose Siri is looking pretty good. I know he probably got the day off because he was a little dinged up after that little hit by pitch. And you needed to get Chas McCormick and Jake Meyers some playing time in case they needed to play together in the playoffs. So I think that's why Siri got this. But you have options right now. This is what we've been talking about for the past 2 shows. You have the options right now where you don't have to have Michael Brantley go out there, play on a bad knee, and risk getting it hurt. You need him for the playoffs. You don't need him right now. The Astros have how many wins? It's 86 right now, or 85 wins right now. So 85 and 60 right now. So we're good right now. We have a 7-game lead over the A's, assuming that the Royals don't make a miracle comeback right now. So, and the magic number is 11 as of right now. So the Astros are looking pretty good. That does not mean they need to slam the brakes or anything and start playing comfortable. They still need to go full throttle and keep on playing hard, but they do need to play comfortable. That's why I think they went ahead and put Jake Odorrizi on the IL. And James Click also said that I think he was on Sports Talk 790 today, and he said we got some good news last night. Looks like a mid foot sprain, and he was shut down for a season, and he'll be in a boot for a few days.
He won't be shut down for the season.
No, he won't be.
You're right. Yeah. It sounded like you said he will be shut down. No,
he won't be.
Yeah.
I said he will be in a boot for a few days.
Right.
So, but definitely. So now he and me are the same. So I have a semi boot on. He has a boot on.
Oh,
so
there
now,
you go.
Now
Oh, y'all are
brothers.
Y'all are boot brothers. Very good, Eric. Does he have a blue cast? I'm joking.
He may have blue cast. Anyway.
No, it's a boot, not a cast.
I know. So
but you would be out for the season, right? If it were you,
I'm definitely out for a season. Yeah.
Yeah.
But hopefully, I'm getting my cast off for the playoffs. So October 6th, I'm getting my.
All right. Let me call Click real quick. Let them know.
So the Astros made a lot of moves, and these are some of the moves that I've been talking about over the shows for the last couple of days. So the Astros activated Taylor Jones from the COVID and optioned him down to AAA. And they also put Rafael Montero on the 60-day IL. That cleared a spot on the 40-man roster for James. They also activated Andre Scrubb from the 60-day IL and optioned him to AAA. And I'm really mad at you right now. And
why?
They optioned? They went ahead and DFA'd Robel Garcia.
No.
And that cleared a 40-man spot for Andre Scrubb. And stop adding me on Twitter about Robel Garcia.
I almost put the gif where the guy's like on his knees going, no. Eric, hey,
if you drop it.
Dude, it's fun. It is something that, hey, when I'm feeling down, I think of the Robel Garcia fan club and its glorious run that it had. I mean, we've got to get shirts made next year.
No, we don't. You know what? I'm a bet that we shouldn't do that. And speaking of betting, let's talk about betonline.ag.
Let's do that. Excellent call, man. We're back and better than ever. All eyes are on the gridiron as teams are back to start another football season. As always, BetOnline is your number one spot for all the pro and college football action this season. With the new updated site and interface, even more odds, props, and contests, betonline.ag continues to be the number one source for everything football. Head to our website or use your mobile device to sign up today to receive your 100% welcome bonus. That's double your initial deposit just for signing up. Don't forget to use promo code NFL100. From football, basketball, boxing, right now to your favorite Vegas casino games, don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. Promo code Locked On.
All right. And if you want to bet, you better bet on getting the right parts for your vehicle. So go to rockauto.com.
Yeah, that's right. RockAuto.com. They make it so easy for you. There's so many makes and models. There's so many chain stores. But the problem with going to the chain store, Eric, is you have to endure this seemingly intimidating questioning. Like they ask you, do you have an LX or an EX? Do you have a V8? Do you have a V6? What all these questions, and you're like, I don't know. I just need a serpentine belt for my vehicle. And they, okay, well, let me go on my computer. Oh, well, you know what? We have it, but it's only from this manufacturer. And are you a mechanic? Because we offer mechanics a discount. No, I'm not. Okay, we're going to charge you $30 more. But you know what? You have a computer or you have a smartphone. Go to rockauto.com. Save time and money. Why spend 30, 50, 100% more when you can get the same parts right on their website instead of going to the dealership and having the hassle? It's a family-owned business. It's for do-it-yourselfers. For 20 years, the prices are reliably low and for every customer. That's right. So we want you to discover what it's like to be a part of the Rock Auto family. RockAuto.com is the best place to go. So go right now and see all the parts available for your car or truck or minivan or whatever it is you drive. Right, Locked On in their How Did You Hear About Us box so that they know that we sent you. Amazing selection, reliably low prices, all the parts your car will ever need. RockAuto.com.
Hey, Jose Urquidy, how you doing?
What?
That was a much better performance. That was much more like the Jose Urquidy we're used to. He looked good out there. 6 innings, only 2 hits, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. This is the guy that deserves to be in the playoff.
I mean, last start, Eric, he was not sharp, and that was one of the things we were talking about is if Jose Urquidy's going to be inconsistent and not going to do well, then he does not need. I mean, he pitched 7 1/3 innings in his previous 2 starts, Eric. He gave up in those 2 starts. He gave up 9 hits. He gave up 4 earned runs, and he walked 3 batters. He did have 6 strikeouts. In one game today, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, like you said, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. That's an improvement. That is a heck of an improvement. And I'm glad you highlighted that because I actually wasn't able to watch a lot of the game because I was at my son's basketball practice. But going back and looking at that, comparing those 2 games prior to this, that's very encouraging. That's why I like Jose Urquidy. That's what he offers is he's very calm. He never gets upset. He never gets worked up. He has a bad outing and, we don't freak out, but we react to it. He's probably like, okay, I'll just go out next time and do better. And I love his work ethic. I love the way he carries himself. I mean, the guy's a leader. The guy's a really good pitcher.
Right. And that's why I keep on saying, and I don't know how we're going to get this guy in the rotation because the Astros really have a whole bunch of guys that
it's a great problem to have, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, and Eric, let's think back to Verlander goes out. Everybody talks about how we don't have Cole anymore. And Odorrizi didn't start. There's just been so many things go on where you would think that this team would be in a position where they'd be fighting for the wild card. But they've weathered all these storms. And I know they score 15 runs and 1 run and 8 runs, and we all freak out about their inconsistencies. But they are one of the, if not the top team in the American League. I know the Blue Jays are on fire, but you know what the Blue Jays have never done? They've never done in the playoffs.
You know what Jose Urquidy has done in the playoffs? This is why I want him in the rotation. I know he has never gone past 5 innings, but in 25 2/3 innings, he has a 2.81 ERA.
Wow. He
has allowed 21 hits. He has 24 strikeouts. He has allowed 5 home runs, but he has that 1 win. He pitched that 5 innings against the Washington Nationals in that Game 4 of the World Series.
Yeah.
So that was a big one. And so he is a proven playoff guy. And he is somebody that, if you look at it, he started 4 of those games, and he came in relief in the other ones. So he came in 5 to 6 and 4 to 6. So 5 through 6. So he's come in as both roles. So he can be that starter.
He's versatile. Yeah. He's got the versatility. And I just sometimes I'm like, sometimes I wish the playoffs were already here. And sometimes I'm like, no, I don't want them here yet, because I don't want the playoffs to get here and, Astros win the World Series and it be over. But I would love to plan to go to a parade this year. I'm telling you, man, if we have a parade this year, Eric, I missed the 2017 parade. Sadly, I'm not missing it this year. Yeah, I did, because I was out of days at school. That was a year. I think my son had gotten sick a lot that year, so I was out a lot, and I was just like, I can't. I'll just watch it at home. We actually watched it at school. It was pretty cool. But man, this team, Eric, this team is special from top to bottom. This team has guys that I think you're going to see this team, the contributors of this team in the playoffs are going to be the stars, but I think there's going to be some unsung heroes this year. I think there's going to be some Marwins and some Derek Fishers that you're going to see, and not necessarily Marwin himself, but you're going to have some minor, big key role players in these playoff games. Can you imagine if we played the Blue Jays in the ALCS? That would be electric. No. I'm not saying I want to.
Especially how good Springer has been in October. I don't want to face the Blue Jays.
No, you're right. Well, you know what I do if I face Springer in the playoffs? I walk them.
Well, yeah, but the Blue Jays also have a whole bunch of other hitters you have to worry about.
They do. You're right. They got Bishop.
That's
they
a
got
deep
Guerrero.
team.
Yeah.
So
that
Luis
is a deep team.
Garcia does not have a lot of experience in the playoffs. Granted, he was a rookie last year. That's why he's up for grabs for rookie year this year. In 2 innings, he has a 0.8 ERA. So granted, he only pitched once against the Tampa Bay Rays last year. So I do want to kind of, since you brought that up, before we do that, James Click was also asked about Carlos Correa, if he's having conversations about contract. And he said, no, we're honoring his wish to not discuss this during the season. And as soon as the season's over, we'll talk about it, but he's not gonna break that. So Carlos Correa is really the only one that's kind of been addressing it. Yeah, I mean, I'm interested, but I just have to wait for them to discuss it. But he said
no, he told them not to.
So it's kind of like they're kind of in between a brick wall here. So the Astros magic number is 11, like I mentioned earlier. And right now it looks like if everything kind of goes to form right now, the Astros are set to face the White Sox. The White Sox are the team I'm least excited to face, especially with Zack Greinke in the rotation, because it seems like he struggles to get the right-handed hitters out. So here's the slash line versus right-handed hitters versus left-handed hitters. Versus righties, 284, 322, 508, 830. Versus lefties, it's 197, 239, 307, 546. That's a big difference. And guess what? The White Sox have a lot of right-handed hitters. So that's something that that scares me a little bit. And the White Sox have a good team. We've already seen Rodon shut the Astros down. We know that they have some other guys, Dallas Keuchel and then Giolito.
They did shut us down in Chicago. In Houston, we crushed them. Right now, we have home field advantage. The White Sox lost tonight. They lost, so they are still like 2 full games behind us in the standings. So if we keep pace where we're at, we will have home field advantage in that opening.
Yeah, we need home field advantage. But one thing that we didn't get a chance to talk about after yesterday's game, and I don't want to spend too much time on it, but Dusty Baker was very encouraged after Greinke gave up 7 runs to line up with the baseball's second worst OPS. And I understand, if you think about the game as bits and pieces, he had 2 innings where he pitched great. and then he had three innings where he gave up home runs.
Hold on. Is this the intro to your stand-up show? He gave up 7 runs, but he pitched 2 great innings. And then Dusty Baker's like, "Hey, did you hear about Greinke? He's amazing. His last start was so encouraging.
He was very efficient with his pitches. That's why
Greinke goes, no. Baker goes, you mean they pulled that guy in the 7th game of the World Series?" God. And y'all should have heard my raw reaction. I was pissed. I was like, that is bull crap. Anyways, I was like, there's no way you believe that, Dusty. I don't know. Maybe Dusty does. Like I said, I still picture Dusty to come into the clubhouse with like a pina colada, like in a coconut, wearing a straw hat, wearing a Hawaiian shirt, going, guys, we got a game today. Like, he's the ultimate laid back dude. You know, I mean, he's like a cool cat. Hey, I'm Dusty. I'm the cool cat kind of guy. And I don't know. Maybe he was encouraged because maybe Greinke was feeling that bad. Maybe right. Just the fact that he went out there and pitched. But you were like, he had 2 good innings. Good job.
Trying to look for the positives.
That's always positive, always Stros, Eric. Way to embrace it. All gas, no brakes.
So 13 of Greinke's 28 home runs have come against his 4-seam fastball. 10 of those are against right-hand hitters. So he's just been very inconsistent this season. And he is probably going to be the number 3 or number 4 pitcher in the playoffs. So the question is, who's going to be the 1 through 3 pitchers? And so the Astros have a embarrassment. I mean, they don't have the big shutdown ace, so to speak, but
Lance McCullers, what are you talking about? The Iceman.
I'm not saying that he's not great, but they don't have that guy.
I understand. They don't have a Scherzer. They don't have a guy like Verlander or dude Robbie Ray with the freaking Blue Jays is trying to like win a Cy Young this year. I mean, he's a free agent this year. Let's go get Robbie Ray.
Got him. Rodon, Astros could have got him. He was a free agent after last year, and he had a sucky year. Just imagine the players that were out there that Astros could have got for nothing, and it's just weird.
And without him, we're still kicking everybody's tail.
Yeah. So it's curious to see who's going to win the wild card, because the wild card is totally up for grabs right now, and there's like 4 or 5 teams going for it. And
what did he say about Urquidy's start? Was he encouraged by Urquidy's start?
I haven't seen any quotes from Dusty. I don't know.
He sure went out of his way to compliment a bad start. Surely he would, after Urquidy's 2 bad starts, would give him kudos, but maybe not. Maybe this is not the Dusty way.
I don't know if they didn't really. I haven't seen anything on Twitter about it, and I didn't get a chance because we're doing the show to really talk about it. So anyway, so yeah, tomorrow's game is going to be a day game, right? Or no?
Tomorrow is not going to be a day game.
Oh man, I was hoping it would be a day game. Anyway,
because you were wanting to watch it in class.
No, not really, but
it's a 7:05 game.
Yeah, it's gonna be Framber Valdez versus Glenn Otto. Glenn Otto is going for his 5th Cy Young Award. He is 0-1 with a 6.92 ERA with 16 strikeouts. So all the Astros are struggling versus him. So except for Alvarez with he's batting 500 and 2 at bats. So I'm looking forward to this matchup. Valdez, he is helter-skelter. He's either going to be really good or really bad. But I think that he's just got to find that control. He's always seems to have that one bad inning, and then the rest of the game. I mean, it's kind of like that what I said earlier with Greinke, with Valdez. It's really that one inning. That one inning really does him in.
You're right. And the thing with Valdez is it's really early in the game, and then he settles down. But the thing is, when you get to the playoffs, Eric, you don't have that luxury to give up that big one inning, because you give momentum to the other team in a playoff game, and it's just different. I really think Valdez will be primed for it. like I said, I think these playoffs this year are going to be super exciting because last year it was a shortened season. I don't care what anybody says. It still wasn't the same. I know we did all the winning and that mattered to me, but it still didn't feel the same all the way through the playoffs. It was just different, especially the World Series. And this year, it's a real season, and it's the year before the CBA. And hey, we will talk about this in the offseason. Major League Baseball is assuring us that there will not be a work stoppage. I mean, the guys from the commissioner's office saying we will not have a work stoppage. I mean, they're convinced. So they better work some freaking magic because I'm going to be pissed and we're going to riot if they have a work stoppage. Well, maybe not literally because I have a job. I don't have time to riot. But you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a great playoff game. I mean, a great playoff series.
Hey, Astros, read my lips. Get this win tomorrow. Win this series. Get the magic number down and get Rake Meyers to do something.
Yeah.
And let's have Altuve call another pennant.
That's right. I need to rip off my show. I won't do that.
No, let's not
go Hulk Hogan.
So that's all we got for this edition of the Locked On Astros podcast. The Astros had a great victory today, and hopefully they'll do it again tomorrow. And we'll be back again tomorrow with another Locked On Astros podcast. Make sure you check out the Locked On Bets podcast with your boy Q and Lee Sterling, and they'll give you all the odds and bets for NFL basketball season is getting started fairly soon. So they'll talk about those betting, and the playoffs are starting pretty soon. So all the odds for that. So go check out the Locked On Bets podcast, and we'll be back tomorrow with another edition of the Locked On Astros podcast.
We love Robel.